Hello wonderful people, welcome back again to my tutorial for today, and I'm sure the Lord is being faithful to you guys. All glory to his name. So for today's tutorial, we're going to be making a pattern drafting. We're going to be drafting the shoulder bustier pattern. Okay, I sincerely want to appreciate you guys for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for subscribing. And if you are new to this channel, I implore you, please, before you leave, hit that red icon and also don't forget the notification bell. So let's just get straight to the point. Okay, so here we go. Now we are going to be assuming that this edge is folded. Okay, so now you take your shoulder measurement. Mine is 8 inches. I'll be adding half an inch extra. Okay, now I have to come down by 1 inch, and then from the folded edge, which is this point, I have to go in by 3 inches. This is standard for connecting your shoulder slope. Okay, I'm also going to take my armhole measurement, which is 8.5 inches. Now I'm going to start the measurement from this 1 inch I came down here with. Okay, so I will now measure 8.5 inches. I will now draw a line. So this now is my bust line. Okay, I will also slope the shoulder. Now with this done, I'm going to take my shoulder to bust measurement, which is 12 inches. I'll be adding half an inch extra. Now my under bust is 15 inches. I'll also add half an inch extra. And then my half length is 17 inches. And then the length of my blouse is 24 inches. Okay, so I will now make them into a straight line. Okay, so now having extended the lines, I'm going to label them. This is bust line, this is bust point, this is under bust. I'll use UB free. This is waistline, and this is blouse length. Now this one remaining here is just the allowance. When you are transferring your pattern to your fabric, you can decide to give more than this. Okay, now with this done, I'm going to measure out my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. Okay, I will be adding just quarter for allowance. 4 1/4. I will take it all the way down. And then I will connect the lines. I will be connecting from my bust point, not from my bust line, from my bust point. Okay, so this is it. Okay, now at my bust point, I'm going to go up by 1 inch and also come down by 1 inch. This is it. Just so your fabric is relaxed at your bust point area. Okay, so now at my under bust, I'm going to move a little bit to the edge of my paper by 1 inch, and on the other side also by 1 inch. And then at the waistline, I'm going to do the same thing, 1 inch, 1 inch. Okay, I will also go up from the length of my blouse by 2 inches. Okay, now I'm going to connect all the dart lines. Okay, Okay. Okay, so the next thing is to go to your shoulder, find the midpoint, you place your tape like so, you find the midpoint, and having done that, you will now connect your midpoint line to this 1 inch at this upper part. Okay. Also, you will add ½ inch on each side to this line. And still connect it to this 1 inch at this upper area. Okay. Okay, so now you determine the midpoint of your armhole circumference, which I marked here. This is it. Now at this point, I went up by 2.5 inches. You can choose to go up by 2 inches and 2.5 inches. That is why I marked the 2, but I'll be working with 2.5 inches. Okay. Now at this point, at this midpoint, you have to go in by 3/4. It is at this point. Okay. Now with this done, you have to take your bust line. And so my bust measurement is 42, divided into 4 is 10.5, which is at this point. You also have to include whatever it is you removed from here, which is ½ inch. I'll be using 3 inches for allowance. Okay. Now with this done, I'm going to connect my armhole curve. Remember I said I'll be making use of 2.5 inches, not the 2 inches. You can choose to reduce your allowance at this point. Okay. Okay. Now with this done, remember this is the midpoint, which should extend to this point. I don't want to make this one thick. Now whatever you have here, you are still going to add it here. Remember, we're going to cut this one off. Okay. You measure it and you place it like so. This is it at this point. You place it this way. Okay. I hope you can see it. This is what we have. Okay, now at this shoulder area, remember we took ½ inch on each side, so you are going to still add it to your shoulder. 1 inch. Okay, so now this is going to be our new armhole. Okay, so with this done, remember now we are no longer making use of this one. This is our new armhole circumference. Okay. Now, having taken our bust measurement, remember I added 3 inches for allowance. Now, I'm going to be using my under bust measurement as my waist measurement. And my waist measurement is 36 divided into 4 is going to give us 9 inches, which is at this point. And I'll be adding these 2 inches we're going to be removing at this point. Remember, on each side is 1 inch. I'll be adding it back. And then I'll be adding my seam allowance of 3 inches. If you like, you can use 2 inches, you can use 1.5, you can use 1, it depends on you. And so I'm still going to drag this under bust measurement. Remember I said it's going to be my waistline measurement also. Okay, now at my blouse length, at this hemline, I'm going to be imputing my blouse hip measurement, which is 40 divided into 2 will give us, into 4 will give us 10. I'll also be adding my 3 inches allowance. Okay, now at the neckline, you have to decide the kind of neck you want to give it. If you like, you can use round neck, a square neck, a V neck. It depends on you. Okay, you determine the depth of your neck area. I'll be working with 6 inches for my neck area, and then for the wideness of my neck, I'll be using 4.5 inches. Okay, so this is 4.5, and this here is 6 inches. So I will just give it a curve. Okay, so this is my neck line. So I will just go ahead and connect the lines, and this is it. I have connected all the lines. Now in case you want to be doing a peplum top or a pleat, whatever it is, you can stop, you can decide to stop at the waist line. You don't need to be working to this hip line for the blouse. You can stop here so that you can add your peplum to it. Okay, so now at this hemline area, remember this is our allowance, I have to drag it down. Okay, now at this hemline area, I'm going to come up by 2 inches and then move inwards by, say, 6 inches. Okay, you can make your own 7, you can use 5.5. That is if you want your blouse to have a curvy effect by the sides. You connect it like so. Okay, so I'm now going to cut. Make sure this point is not sharp. Okay, so this is it. I hope you can see it. This is it. So remember, if you want to transfer it to your pattern, this is supposed to be 2 and this should be folded. So this is 1/2 of the center front. Okay, so for the back panel, we are going to be removing first our zip allowance, and I'll be using 2 inches for my zip allowance. I'll just connect the dots and then take my shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. I'll be adding 1/2 inch to it, so I'll be taking 8.5 inches. I'll also come down by 1 inch, that is for my shoulder slope. I'll also placing my tape at the zip allowance, going by 3 inches. That is for the connecting of the shoulder slope. Okay. All right. I will also take my armhole measurement from my shoulder slope, which is 8.5 inches. It is also my bust line, like we earlier said. Okay. I will also take my shoulder to waistline measurement, which is 17 inches. Okay. And then the length of our blouse is 24. This remaining one is just the allowance, but if you are imputing it in your fabric, you have to include as much allowance as you want. Okay. So now, having connected the lines, you measure out your nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches for mine. Okay, so now with this done, remember this is my nipple to nipple point measurement, which is 8 divided into 2 will give us 4. I'll just connect the dots. Okay, now at my waistline, I'm going to be going in by ½ inch on both sides. Okay, and then I'll go up by 6 inches, come down by 3 inches, still on my waistline. That is going to form the length of my dart. If you don't want your own this long, you can use 5 inches. Okay, now I'm going to connect from this point to this ½ inch, and then to this point. That is from this 6 inches upwards to this ½ inch to this 6 inches downwards. Sorry guys, please, during the process of editing this video, I discovered it had a lot of noise, so I wasn't able to use the original one. But I want to show you how I came about this point. Okay, having established the fact that we went down at the waistline area by 6 inches and then 6 inches at the upper part also for our dart length. Okay, for our shoulder, how we got this line here, you have to determine the midpoint at your shoulder. When you determine the midpoint, you mark it. This is the midpoint of my shoulder. I marked it. All you need to do is to make a straight line from that midpoint to meet this 6 inches at this point, and that is the line you have here. I hope it's clear. This is the line you have here. From your midpoint at your shoulder to this 6 inches of your dart length at the upper part. Okay, now for the neckline, remember for the front we used 4½ inches. For the back also, it is very necessary and important that you use the length of the neckline you used at the front at the back, so that they will be uniform. Okay, for the back here we also used 4½ inches, and then for the depth I used 3 inches. I hope you guys are clear with it. Thank you very much. So now with this done, we are going to be taking our body circumference measurement. For my bust, it is, remember this is a armhole. Okay. Now for my bust measurement, it is 42 divided into 4 is going to give us 10.5. which is here. I will just add 2 inches seam allowance, and then at my waistline I'm going to take my waist circumference, which is 36 divided into 4 is 9. I will have to put back what I'll be removing from this area, which is 1 inch. Okay, and then seam allowance of 2 inches. Now for my blouse hip, it's 40 divided into 4 will give us 10. I'll be adding 2 inches extra for seam allowance. Now remember, on the front pattern we imputed a curve outlook, so you will also put it here. And how did we achieve it? We used 6 inches inwards and then 2 inches upwards this way. Okay, so you just connect to this point. This is 6 inches. You just curve it out and then connect the lines here. Sorry, I'm used to using free hand. Okay, so this is it for the blouse. Okay, so now finally you have to find the midpoint of your armhole, which is here, and then curve it to meet your bust measurement. Okay, please ignore this. This is it. Now we cut. Okay, so this is it for the back panel. So thank you lovely people for watching till the end. I appreciate you guys so very much, and if this video has been useful to you, please thumbs up this video. Also feel free to leave your comments in the comment sections, and if you are new to this channel, please don't leave without subscribing and also touching the notification bell. Till we get to see again in my next class, don't ever forget that the needle woman loves you not out of convenience but because you have impacted her life. Take very good care of yourself. Bye.